yours. I've never met a smile like yours. I hope you know just how fucking lucky I feel.
Hi. Sorry, my mic wasn't on. If you're here, let me know. I got everybody that said here since Blake. So Blake, Theron, Jaden, Campbell, and Katie. We're gonna let you guys go as soon as I give you a little bit of announcements. We're doing the same thing we did yesterday, so no pressure. For the people that are here from yesterday, the only thing I want you to do today is work on your portfolios and go and comment on somebody else's. Try to drive the conversation forward. The joke I always make is it's not like Instagram where you just posted a new selfie and your friend goes, oh, hot, right? And they do like, you know, the thing with the eyes and like the fire. And then your comment back to them is like, no, you, right? That doesn't drive the conversation forward. It drives it in circles, and it's fine. Oh, Perkins, what's up, buddy? That's right. McCartney's in class. Yeah, he's in second hour, bud. Corinne's here. Marissa's here. So make sure you're driving the conversation forward and not in circles. There is no rule where it's like, hey, if you don't make 5 comments in a week, you're getting a B, right? So don't make a comment unless you feel like you want to. Also, don't do your portfolio and write another page unless you feel like you want to. Now, part of that want might be like, you know what, I haven't really done anything this week. I need to do something. That's fine. But make it quality. 7 plus 7 equals 2 doesn't float your boat. If you're not excited to write about that, don't write about it. Stop trying to polish a turd. It's still going to smell. And I'll smell it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay? It does, actually. It makes perfect sense. Don't write about something that you're not passionate about. Or if you're in a bad mood or something, right? Take your time. There's no set criteria of you need 5 posts this week, otherwise you get a bad grade or something, right? Annie's here. Fantastic. So still waiting on Shion, Olivia, Bare Hands, Lauralee, and Mika. Let me know if you're here. Yes. Yes, the plan is to check portfolios for the people in class on Friday, the people at home on Thursday. Wednesdays will be when we do it from now on, I think, though, because that makes the most sense. That gives you guys a free day. I don't want you guys having to stare at a computer screen all day. I know that's what you'll be doing in other classes, whether it's in person with the teaching live, which I don't think anybody's doing other than me, or, you know, you got to go watch a dumb video and then do a homework assignment that we call this learning. But anyway, enough of that. So they're doing the best they can. That is the plan. Olivia's here. Fantastic. So now we're just waiting on Shion and Lauralee. So Beans. Need you guys to say you're here. But that's the plan, guys. Go work on. I'm gonna turn off the stream in about 5 minutes. But you've already checked in. You're good to go. You can take off. All I need you to do is work on your portfolio and leave a comment on somebody else's. Test that out. Again, if you're not sure how to do that, what you're going to do is go into your profile, go to groups, click on the group that you're a part of, right? And then go look at the members of it and check out their pages, okay? That's what I want you to do. So if you've already checked in, you can head out. People that are here, what I want you to do is get your Chromebooks out. We're going to bulbapp.com, bulbapp.com. Want to make sure you're in the group. If you haven't checked in yet, talking to Lauralee and Shion, please do so. Everybody else, get out of here. Perkins, you can stay. We're not doing anything crazy fun today. It's a little different this year. I'm not sitting here and preaching like I did last year. I'm sitting here and facilitating. That's the fancy word. When you go to bulbapp.com, it's going to look like this. Publish later. You're going to go here. You have your cover page. The first thing we're going to do is you're going to click your name at the top. Everybody there in class? Wonderful. Then you're going to go to groups. And you're not going to, if you have a group here, you're golden. But if you don't have a group, what you're going to do is click join group down here. I need to make my mouse bigger and have it be like yellow so you can see it. You're going to click join group. It's going to ask you to enter a code. The group codes are up on the board. If you need this group code, the group code for this class is AY9FBX. Put that in the chat for people that need it. And that way you can comment on other people's stuff, and I can see your stuff. So can other people. If you want to join another class as well, knock yourself out. If I had to do this over, I would probably just have everybody in the same class. That way we could all see each other's work. Because maybe you got a friend in first hour, right? Maybe you're good friends with Parker Porn and you want him to look at your stuff because he's good at critiquing things. Or maybe you like to critique their stuff or get ideas from him. Go for it. Yeah. The second one, GP2, Geometry Period 2. So it's AY9FBX. So make sure you're in the class. Were most of you already in the class? Okay, good, awesome. So McCartney, adding you. You get a little notey once you join. You are? Awesome. All right, cool. So if you're already in the class, next thing you want to do is, there's the notey. What I want you to do is click profile, go to your name, go to profile, go to your first, that's your main page. I want you to create 2 folders or 2 collections. Remember, collection is the word they use for folder in this website. And the first 2 folders are going to be a folder where you put all the stuff that you're turning in. So the place that I'm going to look when we have our conversation this week, right, to determine your grade or whatever, that's going to be all the stuff that you're ready to turn in. That's stuff that's been published and preferably has been commented on already. The other folder, I called it drafts, which is kind of confusing. Really what it is it's everything else, right? Maybe it's stuff that you published and got comments on, but you don't want to be graded on it yet, right? Maybe it's stuff that you haven't published yet because it's not ready to be looked at. Everything else will go in the other one. Now, the reason I want to do this is, 1, I don't want to look at everything and grade everything if you got a bunch of stuff in there that's not ready yet, right? I want to have a clear delineation between stuff you want me to look at and grade and stuff you don't. The second thing is that if I give you a comment or someone else gives you a comment, I would encourage you to revise your stuff, right? Maybe it's got some mistakes in it. Maybe it needs to go further, right? Think about it this way, blah, 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 whatever, right? But I want to see the old version as well, because the old version and the new version, the difference between them shows progress. And that's what we're looking at in here. So there's a little mathematical formula for you. Let me show you. Everybody loves formulas. So, if this is your initial work, and you take your new work and you subtract them, what's left over will be the difference between them, right? That's why we call difference subtraction. And that difference is change. Now, you're like, well, duh, and I hope you feel that way. We're also going to learn about a thing called the distance formula in here that tells the distance between 2 objects. Well, when they're pretty simple, right? The distance between 5 and 7. 7 minus 5 is 2, so the distance is 2, right? Eventually, we're going to be measuring things in 2 dimensions, both vertical and horizontal. We're going to measure in 3 directions, vertical, horizontal, and depth. So the distance formula gets a little bit different, but in general, that's how you tell change, right? What's the difference between 2 things? That's how far they are apart. And that's what we want to measure. Now notice it takes 2 variables. It takes a beginning and an end. That's why I need those old versions saved somewhere else. So if you were to go in and revise something, take that entire document, copy and paste it into a new one, and revise it there. Does that make sense? That way we can see the old one. You smell what I'm stepping in? Wonderful. I like your mask. Where'd you get it? Amazon. Wow. Okay. You got a Prime account? Sick. Sick. I'll order stuff through you. Amazon is a necessary evil, much like Walmart was in the 90s. Where else are you going to go? They've driven out all the other competition. The businesses that are big have an advantage because they can open up a new store somewhere and sell their stuff for a loss, meaning that they don't make a profit on anything. And other companies in the area can't compete because they can't afford to take a loss on it. But Walmart can, Amazon can, because they're so big. Just because they're losing money at one store doesn't mean they're not making money at all the others, right? And so after a year or two, the other companies can't compete with them because they're, taking a loss on their price. They can't sell it that low. They're only one store. And then they get driven out of business. And then what does Amazon and Walmart do? They raise their prices back up, right? The rich get richer. Once you have money, it is very easy to make money. And if you don't have money, it is nearly impossible to make it. And if you don't play dirty like your competition does, then they drive you out of business. And then your employees that are good people no longer have any work. It's a race to the bottom. All right, so we're in bulb. We got our 2 folders, right? You know how they work? Fantastic. If you did stuff last week and I didn't comment on it, it's probably because I didn't see it. Go into your folders and make sure you're clicking on stuff. Here's a folder called Images at Foods Row My Da. If I click on that, I've got some blank pages in here. When you go to publish them, make sure that includes tags for the people that you want to see. Don't just make it public, because if it's public, that means anyone can see it, but I'm also not going to get a notification for it, right? make sure it's included in your class so the people in your class can view it, or whatever class you want to view it. So make sure that's included and then hit publish at the bottom. I'm not going to publish this one because it's a blank page. If you want, you can go back to those main folders. Go back to my main page. And I can click on portfolio. That's one of my folders. And I can go to the more tab. You guys see this little more button? I know it's kind of small. More. And if you click more, it'll say visibility, like visible to. And you can include whatever groups you want. So that makes the entire folder and all its contents visible to whoever you want. That can make it a lot easier so you don't have to worry about making sure it's perfect for every individual page. If you have stuff from last week and you weren't hooked up into the class before, so McCartney talking to you, make sure you go in and republish those individual pages, okay? Make sure I can see. That's all we're doing. Playlist for Spotify is in your email. I'll have syllabi for you guys soon. Really not much to say. For parents to be informed of what's going on. And on Friday for you guys, we'll take a look at your portfolios. Hopefully I will have comment on it before then. Please try to get stuff done, before the day before. That way you can get comments and not be blindsided by something. I don't want, some people have been asking this, like how many pages are you looking for, right? How many different things do you want us to write about to get? I don't want to answer that question. The reason for that is because Jace might write 2 suck. Meanwhile, McCartney writes 2 things. Gold, right? It's like the 5-paragraph essay. 5 paragraphs to a your opponent. No, I don't. I can do it in 2. It's 5. In fact, it should be better because I want to demand a certain quality. How we judge the quality, we have that. You feel like you can come to me with 2 things for the whole week. Be like, hey, I deserve an A. I'm an argument. Hey, man, I'm not going to argue with you. Good. You come to me with 10 things, and they're all like 1 sentence long, and they have nothing to do with what you're talking about, and nothing interesting. By interesting, I mean, don't write about something. Find something that you're, even if the question that's being asked, like which one doesn't belong out of those 4 numbers, right? You don't like that question? Ask a different one. Come up with your own. You're not sure what a question's asking? Great. Substitute your own question, or try to interpret the best you can, or ask me. I can help you interpret it, but if you're not sure, you can always just be like, this is what I think it said. Make sure you state trying to answer. Here's what I think the question said. Here's how I'm going to answer. Boom. Now, to be clear, on Friday and Thursday, I'm not looking for portfolios that have answers in it, right? I'm not looking for a certain number of how many, which one doesn't belong, right? Out of the 4 numbers. I'm looking for that. I even look to see if the answers are right. I'm looking for interesting. Do they have good logic behind it? Maybe there's a flaw to your logic, but in general, you have a good thought process. You don't need to solve that snake puzzle, right, with all those squares. That one. Of course, you. Anything that far up above the body. You can see all the little people down. Fail the eye test, that doesn't mean you might be dead. No one fails the eye test on accident.
When they were doing the eyes,
Maybe you don't need glasses. You're growing into those new ones, like was, and by the time you're 6 out to your arm, it's a shorter path. Yesterday. 2 days later. Start doing this. So yeah, I don't want to give you a rubric. Hey, you get a B because you did the entire rubric. You're like, whole thing, you get an A. It's like, well, I wanted to go above and beyond. Stop. You're the advanced kid here. Oh my God, shut up. You're the advanced kid. You have to do more work. Why? Why? No one wants to do more work. Here's what I want you to do. Go and find something that you're passionate about and write about it in your brain. If you want to help on it, great. Start the process. Come talk to me. Talk to your friends. Let them leave comments. That's how It'll feel a little more concrete. Go on. A lot of you guys are good at school. Aren't hoops and dumb. Know what the hell you're doing, right? Train you, not educate you. Sorry, okay. I understand why it feels. Chance, make mistakes, get messy. That. Come on. No. Old students you don't know is best science teacher. Get messy. Don't be afraid. And here you won't be punished. I'm not teaching you something and then less than 24 hours later you need to go home and write about it. Otherwise you're punished because you got stuff wrong. I'm not doing that. Try. Do something. If it sucks, I'll tell you it sucks. That's all it will hurt. It's on my back. Like, hey, here's great work. I tried real hard. That's the idea. How do we feel? Generally okay? Awesome! So go on Google Classroom and find a question to answer. No, it's okay. It's beyond. Jump around and all this stuff. Let me hear. I pretend to be beyond role while I was talking. What? I just think it's there. Are you kidding me? Backward shot? Perfect setup, right? Go for it. I really like the problem where it was don't just tell me what it is, the answer. Tell me your thought process, right? This much must equal 32, right? Because otherwise it wouldn't equal 0. This much inside here must be equal to the root of 32, because when you square it, you need to get 32, right? Well, if this must be the root of 32, which is about 5, then u must be about 11. About 11 minus about 6 is about 5, right? Smart. That's make up your own problem. And it doesn't have to just be this. Change the 6 for a 7 and change the 32 for a 45, right? Challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to get it wrong. Tell me your logic and then we can work from there. There's one for you. Write about it. Give you an example. Also, if you want other examples, that's the whole point of being in class. Go to somebody else's page, see what they did. And put some on what page? All right, so here's what you're going to do. Portfolio. That's the portfolio that you made, right? Create a page. Page. There's tutorials on YouTube as well. One of the things I want to teach you guys here is resourcefulness. So if you have a question, I'm not around to answer it. I'm okay. Ask me. I'm going to be that teacher where you go like, how do you spell thesaurus? Like, okay, kid. The image? Save it to your Google Drive and then put it in. How you feel? Yeah, if you want to know questions, I'm not around and no. Go to YouTube, to Google. How to use these. You guys don't know how to use them? should have told you not to use, not to look. Instead of not looking at. That's the plan, guys. Check out other people. Comment on it. Steal their ideas. Not when you go into your document, there's not stuff on your computer. Your files are hard drive. Freshman. Yes, but what we should do, but I did a while ago, freshmen in high school, not the school laptop, they give you laptop first. Not school stuff on it, backward, upper, lock, close. Keep it. Break it, you can borrow from them. Sure, you can install stuff on it, you can put games on it, you can whatever. Responsibility. Draw in class and turn around and over. On that. Actually got a real computer. Much money in Google stuff. The only reason schools have them is because they're subsidized.